Intrusive thoughts while going through panic attacks and anxiety disorder, and maneuvering your way out of agoraphobia after you've struggled for so many years. This is obviously in the middle of bloody Paris, and if you guys know my story, you know how crazy this all is. For me personally, never thought I'd be ever in this situation, but I want to talk you through while I make my way up this road some of the thoughts that I would have had, did have, and that some of you guys are definitely going through right now. You want to highlight for people that these thoughts are so normal, and they can feel like you can feel like you're the only one going through them. And some people, even when they have therapists and stuff like that, they can feel like they can't even tell the therapist this stuff. So, in this situation, like people that have agoraphobia, panic attacks, in these situations, like for me, I would be so terrified that in a situation far from home, whether this was 30 minutes from home, whatever, it doesn't really matter in regards to the distance, but obviously the further you go on, the worse your intrusive thought will be, because you can't get back to your safe spot. So let's say if I only went a mile from home for about a year, and now today I'm 10 miles from home, okay, let's just give that, it's a good scenario. I would think that I will panic so much that I will lose my mind. I will panic and stress so much that the fears that I've thought about for multiple years, like having a heart attack, going crazy, losing my mind, I would fear that this will all happen now, today, and I will visualize in my head running around crazy, like, oh, help me, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna faint, all these scary thoughts going through your head. That is not nice. That is why people avoid. That is why I avoided for 10 years, because those type of horrible, fearful thoughts. There's a bike coming. Now, let's resume. So I want to just highlight the thoughts that go on in someone's mind when they're struggling with agoraphobia and panic attacks, and how normal it all is. The exact thoughts that I would have in this situation. Number one, I wouldn't be in this situation. I'd be curled up at home, living like a rat stuck in a cage. But I would have thoughts of what if this is the time, this right now, everything that I've feared for so long, everything that I've been so terrified for so many years, today will be the day where I just can't take the stress, and I'll have this mental breakdown which never ever happens. I'll have this heart attack that never ever happens. And just a crippling sensation. It can desensitize the whole body. Sorry, it can sensitize the whole body because of the state of stress that you're under. The state of stress you go through when you're struggling with that sensitizes the whole nervous system. And no wonder people that go on and just completely terrified, and they don't want to go back into a situation like this for many years. Excuse the noise. But that is the reality, and they are some of the thoughts that go through someone's mind when they're struggling with panic attacks. So I want you guys to understand that it's absolutely fully normal. There's nothing wrong with you, and you can 100% recover. I never thought I'd be in places like this. Why? Because I thought those thoughts, I thought I would have a breakdown, go crazy, lose my mind. No one would know what I'm going through. They'd have to call an ambulance, all this stuff. And that's what kept me stuck for 10 years. And it was only till suffering became too much for me that I decided nothing is worse than stuck. Whether I have to go out into these places, put myself in it, and then go home as quick as I can, or whatever. I'm not even doing it correctly. It doesn't matter, you don't have to do it correctly. But they are some of the thoughts that can really wreak havoc. You're not going to die, you're not going to lose control, you're not going to go crazy, even though in these situations, miles away from home. In Ireland, I couldn't even walk down the road. Now here I am in the middle of Paris. It's crazy, guys, but you have to go into those deep pockets. Recovery lies in the panic. The deeper you go into the panic is where recovery lies. Not on the outskirts. On the outskirts, yeah, you make yourself. At the start, it's horrible because you can't go deep at the start. At the start, you hover around a place and you get yourself kind of comfortable. You get yourself some form of confidence, and you keep diving deep. You keep digging through that tunnel. Go straight down into the deep end where all your deepest, darkest fears lies, and you keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going. And who knows where you'll end up, because I certainly didn't think I'd ever end up here. But those thoughts are all normal and they won't happen. Take it easy, guys.